Kardashians get a lot of heat for literally anything that they do or even just are a part of, but something people are starting to realize about this family is that they are, in fact, some of the smartest business women that you can find in pop culture today. From Skims by Kim Kardashian that is now valued at over $4 billion to Good American that is valued at almost $2 billion by Khloe Kardashian, even Kris Jenner's business that is not particularly known to be Kris Jenner's but is doing very brilliantly in the market. These women, without a doubt, know how to get people talking and how to multiply wealth. But what if we started to dive into how exactly these women are able to be so successful and so revolutionary with the businesses that they create? Who really is the brain and the secret behind the Kardashian businesses? What started as a reality empire has turned into a multi-billion-dollar entrepreneurial empire. And the secret is this woman right here. Grede. How do you go from being a college dropout in London to becoming the secret behind multiple multi-billion-dollar Hollywood businesses? When Grede first came in the industry, people knew her as Khloe Kardashian's co-founder for Good American with their very infamous $1 million first day sale, which, by the way, is honestly just mind-blowing. But what a lot of people don't know is that she went on to become the founding partner for Skims, which is now valued at over $4 billion with Kim Kardashian. And after that, proceeded to found yet another business with Kris Jenner herself. And through all of this, one of her most successful tools have been using social media to fully solidify her space in the industry, even though it sometimes demanded her having to be behind the scenes and have someone else be the face of the brand. She is now the first Black woman to be a judge on Shark Tank, and she is on the way to becoming not just a business executive, but also a celebrity business owner herself. I need you to understand that being a celebrity is one thing, but being a celebrity business owner is a completely different ballgame altogether, especially if you first started as a business executive. It's kind of the same thing we've seen with Elon Musk and even Donald Trump, where they kind of started as business executives and then started to consistently put out their thoughts and, kind of create a circle around themselves, and now are fully dominating pop culture or celebrity spaces or even politics. Now, I may not support their political decisions or just their overall perspectives or beliefs, but it is quite interesting to kind of see how these people have been able to dominate these different spaces and graduate slowly to where they are at today. And it's even more beautiful to see a woman and a Black woman do that for herself and kind of do it in today's pop culture. Is it possible to build a successful business without needing to be a celebrity? Absolutely. Is it possible to then become a celebrity after building your business or being a celebrity in your own industry? 1000%. We've seen Emma do it so brilliantly, and today's video is going to be teaching you exactly how to do it for your business too, and how to sort of dominate your space and kind of take over whatever industry that you're in. I need you to understand that this girl literally grew up in London and then moved to Hollywood and completely disrupted the space forever. She was born and raised in London by her single mom, who instilled a lot of work ethic and discipline in her. And I stress this because she stresses it so much in every interview that she has. And it's so sad that in today's day and time, people still feel the need to sort of want to justify a woman's success or give reason into why she must be so successful. There was a discourse happening on TikTok recently about her success where people said, well, you're forgetting to mention the fact that she comes from a wealthy family, and that could not be farther from the truth. People always want to find a need to give reason into why a woman is successful in any industry, and that's why we're seeing people talk about her successful parents, even though that's not even a thing. And somebody even talked about how she's married to a straight white man and he must be the person behind all of her success. And it's like, no, she is a successful woman. She worked hard to get the success that she has, and that's totally okay. After dropping out of college, she interned with multiple businesses in London, and that's where she really got her feet wet with event management and marketing, and then started to slowly transition into a different range of the industry with ITB Worldwide, where she started having the opportunity to meet a lot of celebrities and brands and business owners. And she said in one of her interviews, I knew that I had the opportunity to meet as many people as possible in this industry, and I did that. But what's even more fascinating about her is prior to influencer marketing ever being a thing, she got into the influencer marketing space and started to pitch that to different businesses and business owner and just kind of create that space for herself in that industry. And that's when people really started to talk about influencer marketing. And then fast forward to 2016, where she pitched Good American to Khloe Kardashian to be co-founder for the business. And on the first day of launch in the business, she made $1 million. The company is now valued at over $1.5 billion, but she didn't stop there. She went on to be a founding partner for Skims with Kim Kardashian, where she primarily kind of handled their branding, which if you know anything about Skims, you know just how beautifully executed their branding is, even though it's so neutral and so just like earthy, it is still so beautifully and tastefully done. And that is all Emma Grede. She co-founded the business, and now that is worth over $4 billion. I want to do a complete deep dive on Skims because it's one of the most beautiful cases of marketing that we've seen in the last decade, and they are doing so phenomenal. I talked about this on my Instagram a couple months ago, but I want to do like a much deeper dive into just their entire methodology, their marketing, their branding, and just the sales strategy that they're working with. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Let me know if you'd want to see that, and I'll create a deep dive teaching you just how you can kind of implement that in your business as well, and sort of help you be able to understand the power of social media and marketing and how to leverage social media as a tool. So back to Emma, she went on to also create another business with Kris Jenner and Chris Teigen, which is also doing very successful as well. But when you look at her track record, you can kind of see how she is not afraid to take the backseat sometimes and let the audience be the focus of the story, or to take center stage, because at the end of the day, their experience is really what matters the most. And so even if that means having herself be in the backseat and have a celebrity be the face of the brand, she's not afraid to do that. There's a couple of things we can learn from Emma, and just how you can implement that in your overall brand process and selling on social media, or just building a brand, period. And one of those things is something she consistently says, especially with Good American, which is not to overcomplicate things. The reality of what your audience needs is right in front of you. When she founded Good American, people simply just wanted inclusive sizes, and that is just so mind-blowing to think that up until 2016, it was still a conversation to be inclusive with your sizing. But when you think about it, as basic and straight to the point as that would be as a pain point for a customer, that was simply what people wanted, and it made them $1 million on the first day of launching. Unbelievable. I need this to serve as your reminder to stop overcomplicating your process or trying to dig deep to figure out what it is that your audience needs. If you would pay attention and listen to them, you would see that 9 times out of 10, it's right in front of you. You don't have to dive deeper or do some sort of intensive research to figure it out. You need to be able to meet people where they're at and simplify your messaging as best as possible. The most successful business stories are always the simplest ones. Another thing you can learn here is to not compromise your story for virality. A lot of people want to go viral or get that attention as quickly as possible, even if it's at the detriment of their brand story. Stop compromising on your brand messaging or your brand story because you simply just want to get attention. Your audience always comes first, even if that means having you go away from the brand or step away from the business, like Emma has had to do with multiple businesses. People know Good American for something completely different than Emma. People know Skims as Kim Kardashian's brand, but not Emma Grede being a founding partner. Your branding and your brand story is so much bigger than you, and it's so much bigger than your need to go viral. It is about the audience, it's about your community, and it's about the impact and transformation you're creating for these people. Virality can happen, but it should never be the strategy that you're working with. If it happens, then it happens, but it shouldn't be because that is what you're holding on to make your business be successful. If your goal is to have a brand that stands the test of time, then the last thing you should be worrying about with social media is going viral and getting more eyes on your page versus actually transforming people's lives and putting their impact as the forefront of your overall methodology. Another thing she talks about a lot is to not be afraid to partner brilliantly and be able to allow yourself network in whatever industry you're in. Now, this is going to be a nightmare for you if you are an introvert like myself, which I literally never leave my house, and I would lose my mind at the thought of having to network with anyone or sort of build like a relationship in any industry. But it is so important that you can kind of see how building a space for yourself and building a sort of circle where you can have like-minded people in your space is so important to kind of push you forward. Networking can happen for you in multiple different ways. You don't have to have only influencers in your circle or only have people in your industry in your circle, but even creating that space for yourself within your community and letting your community members sort of be the people to kind of amp you up and hold you accountable and push your message forward and become advocates for your business is so important. What matters the most is that you're able to identify in what way you want to create the space for yourself. In my case, I knew that it would be a challenge for me sort of building that relationship with other people in my industry. So what I did was I created that space for myself within my own community. And so I call my community members friends. And if you would go on my Instagram, you would see me commenting, "Hey friend," or "Thank you friend," or just really personalizing that sort of relationship with my audience where they feel like there's so much more than just a number, but an actual impact in my personal life. That is the sort of relationship that I've been able to build with my audience. And whether you're looking to network or not, I will tell you for sure that this is a very powerful way to sort of move your message forward, because as long as you can have your audience become advocates for your message, you would always have a brand that is is evergreen and able to stand the test of time. Building relationships are so important. And I say this all the time, sales come from trust and trust is built through relationship. But even more than that, and even more than selling, relevance and loyalty and consistency all comes from a relationship that you're able to build with your audience. And so it's so important that you sort of leverage the power of relationships in just your overall branding and in just your entire longevity strategy in whatever industry that you're in. Finally, something that she does so brilliantly is her ability to be able to use social media as a tool and be able to kind of transform the space of social media marketing for just multiple different businesses. And what we have seen her do with Skims and Good American and even her business with Kris Jenner is just how powerfully they're able to solidify their space in branding and social media marketing. These businesses are consistently on the lips of influencers, regular people, everyday people. You and I, we're constantly talking about these businesses, and we've seen how they've transformed these spaces, built multi-billion-dollar empires with their businesses, and sort of created a new way to navigate traditional marketing to what it is today. I said this in one of my previous videos, and I'm going to say it again. Social media is a tool to help you put your message out there, a tool to help your people find you, a tool to help you build that sort of community and engagement and loyalty with your audience, a tool to help you bridge the gap between your people and yourself. And I need you to start to show up in these spaces with that full understanding. It's not just a place to look cute or throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, or just, kind of wing your way through things and, see what happens or figure it out as you go. Social media is a tool, and unless you're intentional in your delivery and very strategic in your overall presentation, you cannot start to see the success you're looking for. Your people are waiting for you, and they need you to be on the platform. They need you to take this seriously, and they need you to connect with them exactly right where they're at. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start exactly where you're at, because here's the thing. There's a people for every phase of your life. The phase of your life right now that is not so ready, there's a people for that. The phase of your life where you are so ready but don't have as much time as you used to, there's a people for that as well. And to every person, there's a people, and to every phase, there is an audience. If there's one thing you can take away from this video, is to please start and just connect with your audience right where they're at and right where you are at. There's never gonna be a perfect time, and you're never gonna have it all figured out. If you're looking to build a vibrant, engaged community around your business, I created a detailed step-by-step guide to teach you everything you need to know to do exactly that in 60 days. The link is gonna be in the description. You can check it out and start to use it for your business. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.